everyone. It's good to be gathered together in this space. This is the start of Interfaith Week at Augustana, something that we do every spring, lifting up in maybe a more focused way the interfaith work that we do here at Augustana. So sometimes people will ask, well, this is a Christian university, why do we do interfaith work? Barbara Brown Taylor, who is an Episcopal priest, has a book called Holy Envy. Maybe some of you have read it, but this concept, holy envy, is this idea that when we engage our neighbors of diverse faiths, it's not with any expectation that we would change one another, but there is this thing that it fosters called holy envy, which is to say that when I see my Muslim friends fasting or praying 5 times a day, when I see how my Jewish friends wrestle so honestly with their faith before God, when I see my Hindu neighbors celebrating with so many colors and foods, that gives me a kind of holy envy for their tradition. And that makes me a better Christian in my own tradition. And so I hope for all of you that as you hear from members of our Interfaith Council today, that you will listen for those moments of holy envy when you can think, gosh, I wish I could pray in just as dedicated a way, or that I could celebrate with as much jubilance and joy. And that's really what Interfaith Week is about. So there are a ton of activities this week. I'm going to lift up just a few that are happening in the Office of Faith and Spiritual Life. Tonight there are like 3 things. So one is a debate about the risks and benefits of AI. This is something that we're doing with our friends at Our Savior's Lutheran Church across the street, and that will take place in the Gathering Place, the New Chapel Gathering Place. That's at 6 o'clock. Come and talk about AI. At 8 o'clock, our Lift Bible Study will meet in the Gathering Place, and What's Worship Under the Stars will be at the Oli statue, weather permitting. We'll pray that the rain holds off tonight at 9 o'clock. And then tomorrow, continuing Interfaith Week, the Gathering Place will be open and cleared out all day, so you can come and walk the Labyrinth. That's a prayer tool or a meditation tool that people of all faith traditions can take part in, so you can come anytime throughout the day tomorrow and walk the Labyrinth, and also some of our Interfaith Council members and chapel staff will be tabling in the Commons. So, a ton to take advantage of. I know it's a lot, but find one thing that you might participate in to grow in your faith and learn about your neighbor's faith. Lastly, before we get going, I want to thank First United Methodist Church for sponsoring treats after chapel, so make sure you stop and grab something on the way out. All right, I'm going to turn it over to our Interfaith Chaplain, Chaplain Jen, and she'll kick us off.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you all for coming today. We gather today as a community of many paths. Most of the world's religions are represented right here in this chapel today. And we are united by a shared longing to live with open hearts, to ease each other's suffering, and to extend compassion across the boundaries that so often divide us. In the spirit of the shared longing, we're going to draw today from one of Buddhism's most beloved practices, metta, which in the language Pali, the language of the Buddha, it means loving kindness. And they offer a meditation that we're going to draw from. Rooted in the teachings of the Buddha, over 2,500 years ago, metta is the cultivation of an unconditional, boundless goodwill, first towards ourselves, then rippling outward to loved ones, to strangers, and ultimately to all living beings without exception. What's beautiful about this practice is how it speaks to the heart of so many traditions. It really is about loving our neighbors. So today we invite you to hold your own faith, your own language, your own understanding of the sacred, and to let this practice be a bridge, not a boundary. You need not be a Buddhist to participate. You need only be willing to wish well. So the metta meditation goes like this, and you repeat the sentences 3 times, which we won't do today. But it starts out with, may I be well, happy, and peaceful. May my family be well, happy, and peaceful. May my neighbors be well, happy, and peaceful. May my city be well, happy, and peaceful. May my state be well, happy, and peaceful. May my country be well, happy, and peaceful. And may the world be well, happy, and peaceful. So today, we will hear from the Interfaith Council as they share their wishes from the lens of their faiths and traditions. So I invite up Season to talk about sharing love to the individual.
Thank you, Chaplain Jane. Hello, everyone. I'm Season from the Interfaith Council. And today, I want to begin with a simple wish. May I be happy. When I say may I be happy, I'm not just wishing for a moment of joy. I'm reminding myself to begin within. Because before I can truly wish peace for others, I must learn how to create peace within myself. We always try to find happiness outside, from other people, situations, achievements, etc. But have we ever tried to look within ourselves and just be happy to be ourselves? Have we ever ourselves to just be happy for who we are? To be happy for me starts with how I treat myself when no one is watching. It is in the way I speak to myself when I fail, when I feel lost, when I feel like I'm not doing enough. Because those are the moments when I either become my own biggest critic or my own support. Because the way I treat myself quietly shapes the way I see the world. And slowly I notice something. When I begin to be gentle with myself, I also become gentler with others. If I'm constantly harsh with myself, I carry that harshness into how I see others. If I learn to be patient with myself, I become more patient with others. If I find peace within myself, I begin to bring the same peace into the spaces around me. And that's when I realize something important. I cannot truly give what I do not have. If I'm not at peace within, it is hard to create peace outside. If I do not feel kindness within, it is harder to offer real kindness to others. So when I say, may I be happy, it is not selfish, it is necessary. I'm not starting and ending with myself in a small way. I'm starting a ripple, a foundation. Because from this one small beginning, it can grow outward into kindness, into understanding, into peace for others. So today I begin here. May I be happy. Afu bhalo ta jagat bhalo, which means if I'm good, the world is good. Thank you.
And Noor to speak on the family.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Noor from the Interfaith Council. Today, I'm going to talk about family, but I just have one simple prayer. We come together today thinking of the people who shape our lives, grateful hearts for the gift of family. The families we're born into, our parents, our siblings, our grandparents, our children, and the families we choose, our friends, and the families we build in community. Let's give thanks for the small, everyday moments, for shared meals, quiet conversations, encouraging words, and comforting hugs, for the love that supports us when life feels heavy, and the joy that makes our heart feel full. May the families be blessed who are together today, and those separated by distance, time, or circumstance. May we be near to those who feel alone and become a source of comfort and kindness to others. May our homes be a place where everyone feels welcome, where differences are respected, love is spoken freely, and where we care for one another with open hearts. May the love we share in our families grow stronger each day, and may that love spread beyond our homes to bring peace to communities and to our world. Thank you.
Stuti for the Augustana community.
Good morning, everyone. I am Stuti, and I feel so honored to stand here during Interfaith Week to talk about a place that isn't just a campus, but a home, Augustana University. If you're new to Augie's story, you should know we weren't always settled here in Sioux Falls. In fact, historian nicknamed us the College on Wheels. Since 1860, We've moved to Illinois, to Wisconsin, to Iowa before finally finding our heart here in South Dakota. But for me, Augie didn't become meaningful because of where it's been. It became meaningful because of the moments I didn't expect, like sitting in a room with people who believed in completely different things than I do and realizing no one's trying to win. We're just here to listen, and that's rare. Beyond the moving vans, what truly makes Augie special in its heart is the 5 core values: Christian, liberal arts, excellence, community, and service. While we are rooted in Lutheran Church, and what I've experienced in the beginning is that being rooted here doesn't feel restrictive. It feels grounding. It gives you something to stand on while still making space for someone else to stand next to you, even if their path looks nothing like yours. We believe we become more fully ourselves when we encounter and do life with people who are not like us. That is the essence of being rooted and open. Whether you're Muslim, Hindu, Buddhist, Jewish, a seeker, or a skeptic, you are a vital part of this tapestry. At Augustana, we strive for what author Barbara Brown Taylor calls loyal envy, a deep appreciation for the beauty and truth found in our neighbor's tradition. We believe that every neighbor has something to teach us. So as we begin this week, I want to offer a simple wish for all of us here at Augustana University. For those who pray, I invite you into prayer. For those who reflect, I invite you into stillness. And for those who are still searching, I invite you just to be present at this moment. May this community be a place where we feel seen fully and honestly without needing to hide parts of who we are. May we find happiness not just in achievement, but in connection, in a quiet moment, in shared laughter, and in the feeling that we belong. May we have the courage to care for one another deeply, especially when it's inconvenient, uncomfortable, or unfamiliar. May we grow in understanding not just our own belief, but of the people around us, learning to listen before we respond and to respect before we judge. May peace find us not as something distant, but as something we practice in the way we speak, the way we act, and the way we show up for each other every day. And in the times when we feel overwhelmed, uncertain, or alone, may we remember that we are held by something greater than ourselves, whether we call it God, community, love, or simply hope. Thank you.
Rochelle for the City of Sioux Falls.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Rochelle. I want to take a moment to send love to Sioux Falls. This is a place where a lot of different lives meet, different beliefs, different traditions, different ways of understanding the world. And we don't talk about how rare it is to share common space while respecting our differences. That's what Interfaith Week reminds me of, the willingness to listen, to stay, to not turn away from difference. For me, that understanding didn't come from a classroom. It came from being here. And unexpectedly, it also came from the Big Sioux River. During my internship last summer, I spent time working with the river, testing the water, paying attention to it in a way I never had before. And I realized something simple. The river doesn't separate anything. It moves through everything, connecting parts of the city that might never otherwise meet. And I think community can be like that too. Not perfect, not always clean, but still holding all of us at the same time. And so I guess it's just a message of care for the people here and for the difference we carry and the ways we keep choosing to share this place.
Thank you. Cody, the United States.
Good morning, I'm Cody. The Americas have been inhabited for tens of thousands of years, and in that time, it has become a vibrant place that is full of a rich history. It's truly by chance that this now country of America is my home, and for many of you, it's your home too. Despite our society's violent and painful history, it is our duty, not only as human beings, but as neighbors in this country, to reach out to one another, to treat each other with curiosity and with hospitality, and to share our good fortunes with those who don't currently have them. As these people, it is our duty to reflect the love that this land has shown us by loving each other and making space for all the families who we have the blessing of meeting. I'm now going to share a prayer from the Baha'i faith that I learned from new but dear friends of mine. This is called the Prayer for America. O thou kind Lord, this gathering is turning to thee. Thy hearts are radiant with thy love. These minds and spirits are exhilarated by the message of thy glad tidings. O God, let this democracy become glorious in spiritual decrees, even as it aspires to material degrees, and render a just government victorious. Confirm this nation to upraise the standard of the oneness of humanity, to promulgate the most great peace, and to become thereby most glorious and praiseworthy. O God, this nation is worthy of thy favors and deserving of thy mercy. Make it precious and near to thee through thy bounty and bestowal. Thank you.
And finally, Ashirvad for the world.
Hello, my name is Ashirvad Sharma, and I'm going to be doing Earth, a place we all call home. As we gather here from all of its corners, I'll recite a simple prayer from the Vedas for world peace. First, I will say it in Sanskrit, and then I'll later explain it in English, okay? Om Deo Shantir Antarikshagum Shantir Prithvi Shantirapadaya Shantir Aukhadaya Shantir Vanaspataya Shantir Deva Shantir Brahmana Shantir Sarvagum Shantir Shantireva Shantir Sama Shantiredhi. Om Shanti Shanti Shantihi. Om. May peace expand in the celestial realms and through space. May peace spread over the entire world and pervade the waters. May peace grow and glow in herbs and vegetation, and may peace be for all that we believe. And may there be peace in the Brahmana, the absolute truth, and may there be peace everywhere and always, peace and nothing but peace. May peace grow within us. Om, peace, peace. Thank you so much.
Thank you all for coming up and sharing your wisdom. So right now, I would like everyone, if you are willing, to put your hand over your heart, your left hand over your heart and your right hand on your gut. And I want you to be able to say with me, I'll say it first and you can repeat after me. May I be well. May I be happy. May I be peaceful. I hope that you carry that with you today. It may seem unfamiliar, even a little uncomfortable. But the first thing we need to do is we need to give permission to ourselves to love ourselves. Kind of feels weird, kind of feels different, because we're always focused on everybody else around us. In so many of our traditions around the world, we are taught to give, to serve, and to put others first. And there is profound beauty and truth in that call. But the loving kindness practice we share today begins exactly where it must, with you. Not because you matter more than others, but because you cannot pour from an empty vessel. Because the compassion you long to offer the world has to live somewhere first, and it lives within each of us here. It is like putting on your own oxygen mask first, so that you can help many more others. We must love ourselves just as the divine loves us, and just like how we love our families and friends. The world is heavy right now. You know this. You feel it. It's in the news. It's in relationships. It's in the final projects and tests and papers of the semester. It's in the quiet moments when you're alone with your thoughts. And when the world is this heavy, the instinct for many of us is to shrink our needs, to feel almost guilty for tending to ourselves when so many others are hurting. But hear this. Healing is not a luxury. It is an act of love. When you are kind to yourself, you become a little more capable of kindness. When you forgive yourself, forgiveness flows more freely from your hands. When you rest, you rise up with more to give. Self-love is not selfishness. It is the quiet, courageous foundation upon which all other love is built. Imagine a world where everyone loved themselves just as much as they love their neighbors. What a world we can make. So as you leave this space today, we invite you to carry the phrase that we just said with you. May I be well, may I be happy, and may I be peaceful. Say it when the world feels too loud. Say it when you've made a mistake. Say it when you're tired and wonder if you're enough. You are enough. You were enough when you walked into the chapel today, and you are enough as you walk out. So go gently, go with an open and curious heart, and may the love you've touched today find its way back to you again and again in all the moments you need it most. And this is a lesson from all of the world's teachings and faith traditions. We all deserve more love, not less. Amen. Thank you for coming.